All right, guys. Just wanted to sit down before I head off to work and kind of make a video, make something. So, you know, it feels a little weird, imposter syndrome kind of thing. I know I have one subscriber and it's me on my phone, but you know, who am I to be telling somebody else something? But I guess that's what the internet is. You share anecdotes and people agree and people resonate with what you say. And all right, so you know, last night I'm having a dream and, everything is normal. I'm in my house and my family's there and my dog is there, right? But, someone's breaking into my back door and I'm like, oh shit, like, you know, calling out to my parents, like, oh my God, like somebody, get a weapon. I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but get the, the pew pew thing, right? And, my dad goes like, oh, just let it happen. Whatever happens will happen. And my mom's like, oh yeah, whatever. She's in the bath, and I'm like, oh my God, like this person's breaking in, and they wanna hurt us, and do things, right? And they just let it go. And I woke up, and I was like, okay, just a weird, I don't know, nightmare, but like a bad dream, whatever. Um, but in my dream, I was like fighting to find a weapon or self defense thing or something like that. And I wake up and I have my coffee and I'm getting ready to go outside and just start my day. And I'm brushing my teeth literally 5 minutes ago. And I think to myself, like, why was I having this dream? And I guess, you know, it was to realize that the people around you don't want the same things as you, right? In this scenario, I wanted to protect my life, right? My physical life, my well being, my existence. And they were very lackadaisical with it. And now, when I really think about the meaning, or at least what I'm going to say the meaning is, because it's my dream and I can do whatever I want um, with my dream. But, I'm thinking it's people don't want to fight for the same things that you want to fight for. And when you realize that, that's when you get to push for what you want to push for. Now, it feels hypocritical to say it because I haven't made anything out of my life yet, and I want to, and I strive to. And I think that's what that dream was telling me. Like, okay, look, like, you have to fight for it regardless of what these people around you say. And if, you know, I'm fighting for my life in a sense of the well being of my life. If someone says, I love my life or I hate my life, right? You don't hate your existence or love your existence, right? But you love and hate the things that constitute your life, your family, your hobbies, your goals and ambitions and passions and dreams and all these things, right? So to me, my dream is I'm fighting for my life. And as I wake up, I realize I should be fighting for the life I want, and you should be too. So whatever it is, if you want to be a great student, or if you want to be a content creator or an engineer or a doctor, right? If you're not fighting for your life for yourself, you're not doing it for anybody else. You're not doing it for your family. And if you are saying, like, oh, I want to do it for the approval of somebody else, you're still doing it for you. You're still doing it for the validation of getting their approval. And at that point, you're not living for yourself. You're living for somebody else. And, um, I think that's something we should all be focusing on and doing. So, you know, I don't know where I'm going with this, but essentially, if somebody else can do something out there, regardless of what it is, you can do it too. I can do it. You can do it. I don't know who you are, but you can do it, right? I mean, if you look at anybody who's ever done anything, and I was just listening to Jeff Franzen, I think his name is, where he gave the anecdote of some animated movie, and there's a chicken and a dog, and they're in the forest, and the fog is coming in, and the chicken looks at the dog, and he's petrified because he can't see anything in the woods, and he says to the dog, like, how are we going to get out of the woods? And I guess the dog says, do you see the step in front of you? And the chicken says yes, and he, like, is still scared, but he sees it. And the dog says, well, take that step, right? So I think that's what the saying is, or whatever. That's how I took it. Once again, I just think of something and it goes in my head and I just make my own version of it. So I could be wrong, but that's how I'm assuming it happened. And then, obviously that's the same thing as, like, take the step that's in front of you. If If you just sit around on your ass all day and you can't do work, and you want to start a business but you can't do these things, don't expect to go from, being a chud to being a millionaire, right? Or whatever, being a doctor or a lawyer or successful or a content creator or skinny or whatever it is, right? Take the step in front of you. If you see that you wake up and you go on your phone every day for the first couple hours, that first step is get off your phone, right? That first step is get up and get outside. And then the next day you can worry about the next step, right? So you get up and you get your coffee and then you go spend an hour on your ambition. All right, I'm sure if you look at your screen time and my screen time, you have over an hour or 2 hours or whatever it is going to be, right? If you can allocate this time, which I'm not perfect, I do this too. If I can allocate my time and you can allocate your time, right? Something has to work. If you walk for an hour a day, you'll lose weight. If you study for an hour a day, you'll get better at a topic you're studying, right? If you um, plot and scheme for a day, you could start a business in a day or whatever. Once again, this feels like total imposter syndrome. I've done nothing with my life, and that's why I make these videos, I guess, is to kind of inspire myself and talk to myself, and I guess it's become more of like a vlog diary because I don't know who I'm talking to anymore, or I guess in general, whatever. But, all right, well, thank you guys. Just wanted to get that out there, and see you later.